Hello, John. Can you hear me okay? Today is September 22nd on Thursday, and this is the regular Rotary lunch meeting.
Good afternoon. We were supposed to have the district governor here today, and he didn't want to speak. He wanted to see what our club was up to. So we planned a special meeting for him because our club is so busy and doing so many wonderful things, and I really wanted us to be able to brag to him. So he had to cancel his meeting here today. So I thought, what are we going to do? Let's shine the spotlight on us for us. We have such an amazing club and so many amazing members, and we do so many wonderful things in the community and in the world. Let's celebrate ourselves today. So we have Austin Wyrick to give us the invocation. No rap songs.
Thank you, Ms. President, Madam President, and welcome fellow Rotarians. Yesterday was World Gratitude Day. And so I think it's really important, right, that we don't get wrapped up in what we don't have and focus on what we do have and be grateful for that. So if you guys don't mind, I would really like to just take a moment, bow our heads in silence, say a couple of things that you're grateful for in your head to yourself, and then we'll end with prayer. God, we thank you for this day and for all the many blessings that you give us. We thank you for this food. Please bless it that it may strengthen and nourish our bodies. We're grateful that we can gather here today, be together, and figure out how we can best serve our community. We thank you for all your love and grace that you shine in our lives. I say this prayer to you in your name. Amen. All right.
Thank you, Eiston. Our song leader today is President-elect Toni Kern, and I'm going to take the mic down because she's as short as I am.
I got my heels on. Oh, darn it. This is a first, and I'm not a singer. So let's just do the Star Spangled Banner, our national anthem. Oh, say.
Well done. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance. Thank you. Our Sergeant at Arms today is Kirk Alexander in the absence of Bhavin. Do we have international visitors today? I'm not aware of any, and Bob Warner's not here. Do we have visiting Rotarians? Do we have guests of Rotarians? Kathy Mahan has a guest.
Hi, my guest today is my sister Nancy Hardington, and she, as am I, are natives of Santa Fe, and as you can tell from her jewelry, she's very proud of it. So this is Nancy.
Welcome.
Welcome.
President Kitty, my fellow Rotarians, I have two returning guests. First is my wonderful bride Judith, who is recovering very well from her back surgery. And we also have a guest of the club is Debbie Howard, who is interested in membership. And even though she wasn't a member, she showed up at a highway cleanup last Saturday.
Nice. Welcome, you both.
Like a bad penny, I'm back. President Michael Gordon, I would like to introduce my wonderful bride, Amanda Gordon.
Amanda.
She said, "Can you believe the size of that pot? We have to go back and win it."
There you go. Reintroducing Suzette Wheeler, who is waiting for board's decision on membership.
Thank you. Do we have any other guests of the club that haven't been introduced? Okay. I'd like to introduce the head table today. Carrie Nelson, a new member, past President Russ Swain, longtime member Carolyn Sparks, past President Dave Thorson, and past President Ginger Anderson. Thank you. Janice Lenke, do you have an announcement on the centennial today? I lost you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So we have distributed the Save the Day cards. They're officially done. There's extras up front. Take as many as you can. Again, thank you to our sponsors, Kathy Mahon and Security 101, Greg McGuire. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jackie Thornhill, past President Jackie Thornhill, has an exciting announcement.
Hi, y'all. The book is underway. This is the template for our book. We're also using the same publisher, the 128 pages. I want to thank my team, myself, of course, Tina Bishop, David Jones, and past President Jim Hunt for the contributions. We worked lots of hours getting all of the photographs and documents together for the book. We are now we've received a flyer today. We now have a landing page, so we're in pre-sales. So I'll be sending that out to everyone, and please pass that on to whoever. And we are really excited because these people have been wonderful to work for. Next, President Katie and I have come up with a sponsorship because we are short a little bit. So I originally had 11,000 in the budget. The books are going to cost just slightly over 20,000. We've had 2 members already step up, so we're now down to needing only 6,000. We'd like to have sponsors in $1,000 increments if we could, and that will consist of 3 books, as well as your name as a thank you on the sponsorship page, which means that your name will go into perpetuity, because I don't think any of us are going to be around for the bicentennial. So go ahead and get your name in our book while you can. So please let me know if you'd like it in 1,000 increments. Greatly appreciated. Got one over there. Thank you. We are now down to 5,000. We're now down to 4,000. We're now down to 3,000. Need 3,000. Down to 2,000. Did I see someone else? Wow, am I a salesperson or what?
Good job.
Down to 2,000. Thank you all very much.
Great. Thank you, Jackie. We had a great highway cleanup. I don't see David or Jerry here. Does somebody want to do the wrap up from that?
Anyone that
Highway
attended?
cleanup. Tony.
We had a great time. We had 8 people, a couple of newbies. Nikki came, she's a convert. She had Debbie with her. We were doing great. We had Andrew Thurlow with us, and we split up 4 and 4, had a great time, picked up some decent trash, and then had a wonderful brunch over at Jerry Sinis's house. We had the smoked salmon that David Squire makes every time. So it was a lot of fun. You need to come out to the next one because it's great fun.
Thanks, Tony. Ginger Anderson, Santa Claus.
Of course, I finally decided to take a bite of bread. So tonight is the Bronx Wanderers fundraiser. We're going to have about 25 of us there. It should be a great night. We do have 1 extra ticket free. If somebody who hasn't already signed up wants to join us, you can have a free ticket. You have to tell Sean or I before you leave the meeting today. So that's that. Also, in the Green Book, please sign up for your pledges for Santa Claus. We have a match from the Engelstad Foundation for donations that we get in early. So sign up soon, and volunteers too. We need lots.
Thanks, Ginger. Bill Steeran. Sorry, Kirk, we're going to have to do a seating chart so you're not running back and forth.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. How do you do? Hey, the countdown has begun. 7,013 seconds from now, we're going to be marching into the Nellis Air Force facility to see what they got. So count it down. We're not going to stop the countdown. Be there or you're not going to get in.
What was the date again?
7,012 seconds now. It's next Tuesday if you don't know how long that is. 9 o'clock at the Nellis Air Force Base.
Stu, can you make an announcement about the Discovery Children's Museum?
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? I guess not. I guess you can't. Trying. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. I guess you can't hear me.
Stu, go ahead.
Can you hear me? Yes, no?
Now we can hear you.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, that's good news. So on October 22nd at 1:45 in the afternoon, we are looking for volunteers to host a special event at the Children's Museum that's located next to the Smith Center, if you're not aware of it. And you can be able to sign up in the Green Book. Parking is free, and it goes till about 5 o'clock. And no particular training is necessary. The special event is Dental Hygiene Day, and this is a great opportunity to interact with one of the non-Clark County Public School educational institutions here in the area that is directly aligned with our mission of supporting the elementary school children here in the area. So please do sign up if you have time on the 22nd and join the rest of the group.
Kirk, Stu will be very happy to have you back in person soon, I
I'll-
hope.
I'll be back next meeting.
Good. Thank you. Karen Wisenhunt.
Good afternoon, Rotarians. Well, 2 weeks from today is the golf putting tournament. That's October 6th. Thank you to our tournament sponsor, Alera Group, and thank you to our other major sponsors, Home Smart Encore, Realty One Group, Affordable Concepts, Inc., Spara, Horizon Print Solution, and Omni Communications West, and all of the golf hole sponsors. Thank you all very much. You are the ones that make it all worthwhile. Players, we can't do it without you. The Green Book is still going around. You have one more week to sign up and hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. Kirk Alexander.
President
Super.
accounted for.
Super Bill.
We got a build coming up the 1st of October. That's today's the 22nd, 9 days away. It's a weekend project that has had some real special effects on some of our members that have attended. I know for a fact that a family came, built a house, and used their project experience as a Christmas card. And that was probably a pretty cool thing for them, and it certainly was for me to receive that card. But it's a weekend commitment. It requires that you're there for a whole day on Saturday, sun up, sundown. Most of us that go from Las Vegas stay overnight in San Diego, travel into the job site, and head home on Sunday. Usually have dinner together on Saturday night, and as people come in on Fridays, they all get together and hang out someplace. It could be a bar, it could be a pizza place, never know. They go to the Lamplight District in San Diego. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, if anyone's interested in putting the time in to do that, I've had a couple of inquiries even today. Let me know what your plans are. If you can do it, if you can, great. But otherwise, look forward to doing a build in the springtime. Thanks. Thanks, Katie.
Thanks, Kirk. Renee Gamero, are you here? He's on Zoom. He's not on Zoom. Is Michael Williams here? Back in the corner. Do you want to talk about TLC?
TLC, Teen Leadership Camp. No one's approached me to reserve a spot for either your grandkids or your kids, so we're going to go ahead and fill these spots next week. I have an appointment with the counselor at Cashman Middle School and have about 13 or so going. So if you have anybody that wants to go, 8th, 9th grader, please let me know. Thanks.
Do you have counselors that you need?
Yes, we need those too. More
Okay.
counselors. Yeah. First weekend in December. I think it's 7, 8, and 9, something like that.
That and Ryla are really a great experience to go to, and I would encourage anybody that has a free weekend to do that.
We need to get a confirmation on that date because that could be a conflict with Santa Claus.
Oh.
They're different times?
Tony Kern. You want to make an announcement about Green Our Planet?
Hi, everyone. October 20th, 7:30 in the morning till about 10 a.m. We are in need of more volunteers for the Fall Giant Student Farmers Market. It will be for a setup. It's a pure service project only. We will be putting up some tables, putting on the tablecloths, and greeting the 40 busload of kids who will be bringing their crops. We have about 4 people signed up. I really would like to get 15. That was the commitment. So I'm hoping we have more people sign up. And if we're going to have a booth, as we did last year, or a table, I need to know if you're willing to stay and do that. The market starts at 10 a.m. It ends at 1 p.m., but we don't need to stay that long. So it's 7:30 to at least 10 o'clock for the setup. Sign up is on the clipboard.
Okay, do you need to talk about youth protection?
Okay, youth protection. That is a mandatory thing in our Rotary district. If you are planning on participating in any event that involves dealing with kids, you must have the youth protection training certification. So there is a sign-up sheet over on the table. Put your name down. I take care of sending your name along with others on a list. You will then receive an email. It's a simple test. Doesn't take very long. It's probably less than 15 minutes of your time. So please be sure to sign up. Thank you.
Thanks. This isn't an announcement, but as I said, we have amazing members and everything they do is not necessarily here. Would you take the mic, Kirk, to Allison Wexler? She's right there in front of you, behind you. Allison is a fairly new member. She's taking a leave of absence. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, we're going to miss you. You're going to do some traveling. And she said, yes. And I said, well, why don't you talk about what you're doing?
Thank you, President Katie. Like you said, I'll be taking a leave of absence from October 1st through the end of the year. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. I'll be working my current job, but I'll be in Buenos Aires, Argentina on a program that facilitates international stays for digital nomads, which is basically a fancy way of saying people who have jobs that let them work remotely. You'll see me tonight at the Bronx Wanderers, next week at the Nellis Tour, and then at next Thursday's meeting before my LOA starts. Thank you so much for your hospitality over the past months, and we will see what 2023 brings for me.
I hope you'll send missives from your trip to Argentina. We'll be anxious to hear. We have a, excuse me, a couple of presentations. James Cole.
President Katie and yeah, no, she's gonna take a picture. And fellow Rotarians, I'm super happy to announce today that Howard & Howard has decided to donate $5,000 to the Santa Claus this year, which when matched by Ingolstadt will be a $10,000 gift for the thing. So we're in good shape for budget this year, but please do sign up for your pledges in the book because they're getting matched. So that's free money for everybody. And then as a rogue side announcement, anyone wants to go fishing next Thursday, drop me a line.
Thank you, James. Mike Kudimat. We have Paul Harris Fellows to present.
So it's the time of the meeting again. We're gonna honor some of our members for reaching another level of their Paul Harris Fellow. Let me call on Rosalie, Paul, and Anil. Please come forward and receive your pin. Rosalie Hedrig's getting +2 PHF. Paul's getting +5, and Anil's getting +4. We're gonna talk more about the program later in the day, in the meeting. Thank you.
Thank all of you. I just found out we have another presentation to make that I didn't know about. So Tony Kern, come up here.
And for Ginger and for the club, I am pleased to announce my nephew, who has a business in Southern California, joined me last year for the Santa Claus. And he also donated then, but he is in hook, line, and sinker. He is coming again. And he has sent me a check for the Las Vegas Rotary Foundation for Santa Claus for $1,250 to be matched by Ingolstadt. And he's coming to town. He's going to bring his father. He's bringing at least 2 members of his staff. So we'll have an out-of-town group coming in, and we're all strong and happy.
That's amazing. Thank you. We have members, we have high-profile members. We have members that we hear from a lot, and we have a lot of members that we don't hear a lot from or about, but show up every week and do the unglamorous work of the club. So I would like to thank Kathy Mahan and Don Holland for setting up today, Tony Craig and Ed DeMonico for being at the door and greeting, Marie Walsh and Jamie Goldsmith for selling tickets, Susan Ziobro for being our scribe today, Jim Tucker, our photographer, David Jones, and Sergeant at Arms Kirk Alexander for the AV team, and Don Holland for cleaning up after the meeting. So take a few minutes for fellowship, and then we'll do our program in a few minutes. Okay. I asked each of the board members today to do like a short 2-minute sketch for the district governor, what they've accomplished so far this year, what they're proud of, and what they're looking forward to for the rest of the year. So we've kind of tweaked it a little bit, and we're going to do it for our members. And I'm going to ask Ginger Anderson to come up and do a short presentation about our Centennial Project that we heard about last week from the Smith Center. They did kind of a general broad overview of their educational program. And Ginger can address specifically the parts of it that we're addressing and how it affects, how many kids it will affect. So Ginger, no, you know what? Let's do the drawing after, because if we do the drawing now, nobody will pay attention. So we'll build the suspense.
Thanks for that, President Katie. That's awesome. Okay, so last week we had Candy Schneider here, and she talked to us about a lot of the educational programs at the Smith Center. And they are doing some fantastic work, and they are serving a lot of children in this community. So I need my button. So for our Centennial Project, you know, we've been thinking about it and talking about it for many years. We wanted to do something really important. So in David Thorson's year as president of the club, a surplus of annual programs funding was set aside for the Centennial Project, so that we could do a significant, meaningful, and impactful project. In addition, 10,000 was earmarked each of the next 5 years to support the project, creating a fund of $100,000. So with interest and generous contribution from Toby Cleff, we now have $105,500 to spend on our project. So just a little bit less than 2 years ago, when President Katie agreed to serve as our 100th president, she started the process of requesting and reviewing proposals, looking for projects that we could do with a reliable, successful partner with a proven track record of providing meaningful service to our community that meets with our mission of teaching youth to succeed through literacy, education, and life skills development, and in which our contribution could make a profound difference for the children in our community. After reviewing many proposals, President Katie determined the Smith Center and their educational program, which we heard so much about last week, would be the best fit and a perfect partner to accomplish these goals. So, as Katie said last week, we have partnered up with the Smith Center, and she talked about, Candy spoke about a lot of the different programs that they do. Most of the programs she talked about are ones that we are sponsoring. We are going to sponsor 2 performances of a main stage matinee of Kodo. That'll serve about 2,000 middle and high school students. For Southern Nevada Wolf Trap, Early Learning Through the Arts, we're funding 7-week residencies in 15 pre-K classrooms, which will serve about 450 children between the ages of 3 and 5 years old. We're sponsoring 32 in-school performances throughout the school year. Between 8,000 and 9,600 students will participate. For the Nevada High School Musical Theater Awards, we're funding 2 $1,500 scholarships, 1 each for the outstanding lead actress and actor. We're also providing 40 tickets each to 8 of the Broadway performances for about 300 high school students, the first of which is next week with 6. So, kind of to wrap it all up, the impact of this project, we're going to spend approximately $104,420 of educational funding. This is going to cover 2 years of programming. So these projects I just talked about, we're funding for 2 years. And over the course of the 2 years, 34,000 children ages 3 to 18 will be served by these programs. I don't know about you, but I think that that's meaningful, significant, and impactful. And it'll be really an exciting couple of years.
Thank you. Thanks, Ginger, and thanks for your help getting it all pulled together. Kirk, would you take the mic, please, to Greg McGuire, who is the board member over administration and fellowship.
Yeah, in the house. All right, well, it's great. We got a lot to cover here today, so I'm going to kind of move through some things. Some of the things we're covering under the fellowship committee, the UNLV tailgate party, the putting tournament, holiday party, alpine picnic, the Rotary social family, and of course the famous debunking party. So there's a lot of activities coming up and a lot of that we're participated in. You know, it's great to see Rotarians grab other Rotarians and go do things, right? So one of the things that just happened, you know, Antoinette and Barbara over in Rotary or in Paris, right? So there's a lot of things like that that's going on that, you know, we haven't really, that don't really always make the list. Thanks to Rosalie and Howie for putting together the Virgin Hotels tour. Bill's putting together the Nellis tour, and I think we're going to go a trip up to the test site, correct? So we're doing stuff like that. Up on October 20th, there's a convention center tour. There's a lot of different things like that going on. We're for the UNLV tailgate party, we're looking at 2 dates coming up. One is against Air Force on 10/15. Most likely, though, it'll be Fresno State on the 11th. We cannot not bring a RV into the stadium anymore, so Russ's bus party is out, but we'll come up with another plan. There's a lot of other things that we can do and want to do. Vegas is a great place for ideas and opportunities. So if you have things that you would like to see us all get together and do, the Mob Museum, ski trip, you know, one of the things I'm looking for next year is forward to is the F1 race. And so probably in the spring, summer, we'll get together and have an event, you know, getting ready for that. With that, I'd just like to say that, you know, what we're trying to do is bring fellowship to membership. So there, when we went through COVID, when we went through other hard times, we saw membership kind of drop off for different reasons. Oftentimes it's financial. So as we see the Fed raising rates and things getting a little tighter in the economy, we need to just keep reaching out there and finding new members. And so if we can bring them to some of these fellowship events as a first opportunity, then it's sometimes a great way to introduce them to Rotary. And with that, I yield the mic. Thank you.
Okay, Tony Kern will speak for she and Brian Sorrentino to the administrative committee and fundraising, major fundraisers.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, I keep coming up like a bad penny, as Michael says. The administration committee fundraising consists of 5 different subcommittees, and I would at least like to at first acknowledge each of those and their chair people. For the annual fundraising major event, the chair is Brian Sorrentino, who is off somewhere in Europe enjoying himself. Richard Jost is past president. Richard Jost is also assisting him, and we're working on a couple of concept ideas because we have the centennial. It makes it a little bit more challenging for a fundraising event. And as most of you know, the fundraising events of this year would go to the following year, which happens to be my year. So we're trying to figure out a couple of ideas. We're throwing around things like the big give or a different type of tour travel kind of idea. More to come once Brian comes back and all the brain trusts of Richard and Brian get together. Second is the Super Bowl board, past president Jim Tucker, always there, always running around with the board. That makes quite a bit of money. There's $2,500 with a net result of $2,500 prize money is distributed quarterly and $2,500 for our foundation. So thank you, Jim. Another Jim, past president Jim Hunt, does the Cigar Fellowship, and we thank Jim for all of his energy. In this Rotary calendar year alone, the first event on August 5th netted $1,495.85 for our foundation. He anticipates 2 or 3 additional events. We try to do them if we can quarterly, but with the busy schedule we have, sometimes it doesn't work. But the big kahuna number for you, Brian, since inception of 2009, Jim's Cigar Social Function has raised $22,349.38 for our foundation. So a lot of fun and good stuff. Not to mention, for those of you who have not yet experienced the Cigar Social, you don't have to smoke cigars, but you can be social. And we do have a process whereby those that participate, there's a cigar to smoke, a cigar to exchange, and one that goes to our military. And if Jared Kavanaugh was here, he'd be able to talk about his receipt of one of those when he was overseas. Again, past president Jim Tucker, one thing isn't enough, so he's in 2 things, the roster, wheel, and website advertising. We have all of our members that have an opportunity that do participate in ads in both the wheel weekly, in our club roster annually, and on our website. And the best part of that is the funds that are raised for these advertisements is essentially used to offset the cost of the wheel and roster. So thank you, Jim Tucker. And last, our club service is all the 25 club members. Currently, it's our officer, the officers being President Barbara Castro, who's off in Paris, David Jones, who will be moving up to presidency in July, and Antoinette Monroe. Their efforts are generally focused on, for purposes of raising money, the canned food drive, and they are doing a bang-up job going through raffles, bingo at 25 clubs, passing around the can, and they're doing a great job at that. And with that, I thank all 5 of the chair people and hope you're willing to stay on for next year.
Thank you, Tony. And now our membership committee, who's done an amazing job, Nikki and Melanie Muldown.
Good afternoon, Rotarians, the fabulous membership committee, and I'd like to reiterate a lot of what Greg said. There is no better testament to the wonderfulness of our club than you bringing members, because that shows the community what a good club this is and how much we do for the community. Last year, I'd like to kind of give you some stats, 11 new members. However, I would like to reiterate that there were actually 25 new members that came into our club last year, 14 resignations. So that makes it a net of 11. And as Greg mentioned, a lot of that was due to COVID and COVID fallout. The goal for this year is 15, and Katie, we're gonna do our best.
Good.
But
We can exceed that goal too.
We can, that's right. That's just a starting. That's just a starting place. And again, like I said, it's about all of you testifying to how good our club is. The way to get there, of course, is through not just Melanie and I, who are in charge of recruitment and all the follow-up, which includes, a lot of volunteer work. And I want to reiterate that all of this work by everyone is volunteer. Emails, conducting in-person interviews, managing all leads, and shepherding all potential members through the process. We also have the wonderful and affable Rosalie Hedrick. She is our subcommittee chair over corporate memberships, and she's absolutely magnificent. And she's so excited to bring in many more corporate memberships this year. We also have our fabulous host, where is she at? An awesome cook, an organizer of the new member orientation meetings, that is Rose Faloco. Just experiencing her great cooking and baking makes all of us want to attend those new member orientations, not just, the newbies, but all of us, I don't want to say old, but how about seasoned members? All right, Melanie, take it away.
I need a picture. Pause and smile. Continuing with our committee chairs, the ever gracious and kind, however, she already left, so I guess I can say whatever I want to say about her. Arlene Serwa is our mentorship chair. So she truly tries to match up new members with sponsors so that they can get the best, feel welcome and get the best out of the club and learn everything. And she's so gracious to tell them everything, answer all their questions, and be there for them, making sure that those they're getting the great mentorship program from our club. Kirk Alexander is our retention chair, who will do his best to ensure that all members are happy with the club and their areas of service, not just new members, or if you're not attending regularly. So don't be surprised if you get a random text or phone call from Kirk to see how you're doing. The warm and friendly friends and family of Rotary chair, Karen Wisenhut, and her partner in crime, Pam Simolis, Pete Simolis' wife, who ensure that the family and friends that surround our members are also involved through quarterly luncheons and service projects. And last but not least, but certainly the loudest, Russ Swain is our 25 Club advisor, making sure that 25 Club is able to do what they need to do. If all that I called out could stand, please help me in thanking everyone who contributes to this wonderful committee to ensure that all members, new and seasoned, are engaged in all aspects of the greatest club in the universe.
Okay, to keep this party moving. Carrie Groves is special projects, and she has a huge job.
Yeah, I actually really didn't realize how much I have on my plate until it was all kind of spelled out for me here. The one good thing about my my committees that I have is they run like a well-oiled machine. There is very few things that I have to do with some of these committees. They just know what to do and they do it and they take initiative, and it's amazing what we can accomplish. As far as the VIP tours, we've had a great success on there. Anywhere from the Blue Heron Home to Battlefield Las Vegas, and then the Virgin tour, and the One Steakhouse. And then next is the Convention Center, which everybody's going to be super excited about. We are going to go in the Loop. So, and then next on my agenda that I want to speak about is the community grants. Community grants, 2021 through 2022, we budgeted $26,000 for community grants. One large grant to spread the word Nevada, and 5 small grants were given. The grant application has actually been changed. It is all online. It is more automated. It goes to our committee chairs, and it is a much more streamlined process and more efficient. And we also let nonprofits know what type of grants we are giving out. And so we reach out to them and let them know, hey, you might be a good fit. Here's the link. Go ahead and apply. Our budget this year is $30,000, which is 12,500 is earmarked for Spread the Word Nevada and our adoption of Beckley Elementary School. So our giving balance so far this year is $15,858. Just to give you a little bit of an idea of what we've just recently gone through the application process is a foster kinship. Foster kinship is a program where we actually support the families of adoptive grandparents and families who their families, the children's family cannot take care of them. So there's a lot more involved in that as far as needing support, different programs to transition them through that process. So that was a grant that we just did. Another one is Storybook Treasures. And that was a $5,000 with partnering with the Ingolstadt Foundation. And then just a fun one, mouses. 264 computer mice to Will Beckley Elementary School. And then last and not least, I have a very long list of people to thank for the Centennial community. I have 37 committee members. So if you are on the committee, please stand. I would like everybody to thank you. This is a train that keeps on going. I've never seen so many people just dedicate and are so excited to do this Centennial celebration. So please stand, everybody. And thank you, Janice. And more to come. Thank you.
Thank you. My timekeepers are giving me grief, so we need to like speed it up a little bit because we want to get everybody in. Okay,
Tina.
ready? Go.
I want to talk about the Public Image Committee. And our job is to take whatever is done in this room, whether it be a project or an activity, whatever we do, it's our job to tell the story. And we use all of the tools that we have available, whether it be our website, the wheel, social media. We do whatever we do to get the message out about Rotary and the good things that we do out of this club. It's important for a couple of reasons. One, increased awareness can result in increased membership. And the more members we have, the more good we can do. Also, in the amount of giving that we have, the more members we have, that it will increase. Again, there's a lot of members in this committee. So if you are on the Public Image Committee, would you stand up so everybody can acknowledge you? Oh, do I need to say who they are?
They're shy.
They're shy. Okay. Kirk Holmes, Sarah Thornton, Stu Lipoff, Jared Kavanaugh, Greg McGuire, Bill Houghton, Jim Tucker, Steve Lender. I guess it's you and me. So just real quickly, the three things that I think we've done that we're real proud of is that we have engaged a social media campaign for the first time. So we're doing that and working on that. Our speakers, thanks to Greg, are on point with the 100th anniversary, and the quality of speakers we're getting, which also will bring us new members, are excellent. And then the 25 Club, which is under this group, is doing an oral history project for UNLV so that our members can tell their story years from now.
Thank you, Tina.
Oh, one more thing. We have a couple of positions open with the wheel and the website. So if you're interested in joining the committee, let me know.
Working on it. Stu Lipoff.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
We can barely hear you.
I will talk as loud as I possibly can. So I have listed up here the different committees that fall under local community services. I want to say, when I was asked to take responsibility for these, I was quite daunted because they're so important, and they're probably the one area of responsibility I'm least qualified for. But I discovered very quickly that these are mostly long-running activities that have very competent chairs, and the best thing I could do is get out of the way and only help where they wanted. The one thing that is new this year, though, is taking some of the work that we've done for the local schools, which was continuing before I was responsible, but now have organized into an education committee, because under Mike Ballard's leadership, we added to the 3 legacy schools that we've been supporting 3 additional ones, which were scientifically picked because they were the 3 schools that when Mike was a child, he ended up attending. I guess he was kicked out of one and went to the other and went to the other. But we have 6 schools. We have an education committee, which is aptly chaired, co-chaired by Marie Walsh and Kathy Mann. And the members of it include the liaisons to each of the 6 schools. So each school has an individual in the committee who is tied to it. We provide them with some small amount of financial support on the order around $1,500 for grants that they apply for. But perhaps more importantly, we provide people to do some activities within the school, ranging from career day, reading to the children during reading week, supporting field events, and some special projects like judging the science fair at Bracken and the books, the family literacy program, as it's now called, at Beckley. So this committee is extremely active and I think tied directly to our particular function of supporting the children in these Title I schools, the schools where the children are mostly below the poverty level. The Ed Committee is also going to be coordinating the CAN Structure Project, where each of the schools will either try and collect cans for the Kiwanis Salvation Army activity, or perhaps build some structures or projects and compete. So the other activities up here, hopefully that slide is visible to you. Highway cleanup, Magical Forest, Brock Fraser has been supporting that activity at the Opportunity Village thing during Christmas time, providing staff to support some of the booths. Greg McGuire has been coordinating, organizing military from Nellis and their families to attend the game. We did a baseball game last time. Ginger has been running the running Santa Claus program. And Jamie Goldsmith coordinating the SOAR Awards, which is more than just our club. It's all the Southern Nevada Rotary clubs that are involved in providing recognition of the public safety and support services. And Susan is taking over from Inga in the Wetzel program, which we're hoping, now that COVID is abating, will become a more of a regular activity where we can have some of the airmen visit us. So that's the end of my report, and thank you for the time. Hope to see you all next week when I get back in town.
We miss you, Stu. 2 minutes. Does anybody understand what 2 minutes is? Sean does. Renee Gamero, Youth and Vocational Service Projects. He has a video? Okay, roll it. Everybody wants to hear the drawing, so we need to get through this. Go.
Hello, my name is Renee Gamero, and I'm the Director of Youth and Vocational Service Programs at Las Vegas Rotary Club. And I wanted to dive right into what we're doing this year, specifically our most active and most club participation events that we have in the year. And that starts with our valedictorian lunch, our danced over music contest, and our four-way speech contest. And I want to make sure to put the name of those individuals who really made those events a success this year. So thank you to them. Starting off with the valedictorian lunch, this is a shot of this year, which we invited over 50 high schools, 50 valedictorians. And my favorite part of the entire luncheon is hearing each of those individuals go up and say where they're going to go to school or what program they're going into. Some very impressive destinations for all of them. Our second is our danced over music contest, where this young lady won second place at the entire district after winning, of course, all the different levels. And we were happy to host her here originally, where she played the piano just exquisitely and was able to reach those ranks. Her father told me that she was very proud of her second place, not upset at all, because she's a freshman, and who she lost to, or who got first place, was a senior who is going to Juilliard next year, whose parents are professional musicians. So she was just grateful for the opportunity to be able to compete, to be able to show off her abilities, and that's what we do here. The four-way speech contest, we have Alexander Rudnitsky, who again went through several levels and was able to get a runner-up for our area, and did just incredibly well. And again, just giving these children an opportunity to really express what some of the things that they're very good at. And in this case, even having her express it in front of her grandparents who are there to encourage her every step of the way. We have several programs that are beautifully on autopilot, including a Gibberti Scholarship and intercommunication with our Interact clubs. And I think a lot of us are really excited that TLC and RILA are back, especially myself and these individuals here who are helping this year and have been part of it in previous years. We're going to be sending 12 for TLC and 15 to RILA, and we're just really excited to be able to have that opportunity, give these children these opportunity. And that's what all of this is about, is giving a platform to children, giving a way to let them express themselves, whether it's through music, speech, through these fun RILA and TLC events. And we're just grateful to serve. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your lunch.
Thanks, Renee, really well. Rob Pistone left. Did he leave a presentation? David? Okay, moving right along. Mike Kudamont. Two. Kirk? Mike? Mike Kudamont needs the mic. Wake up.
That guy, get him. All right, the foundation committee is not the very glamorous of the committees of the club, but this is the most essential because we're involved internationally. When we signed up at the start of the year, we allocated funds to support international foundation. It be the Paul Harris, the annual fund, or the Polio Plus. So those monthly contributions always accumulate. So sometimes we get surprised that we get called at the front of the podium that you have received your Paul Harris Fellow. So that's how it is. And we've been supporting Rotary International with these funds. Last year, the last 3 years, we've been averaging $40,000 that we're sending to Rotary International for these funds. So in coming back, they allocate certain percentage of that money to our district, which we could use for our own programs, which this year we have 8,000. We are trying to use that for the spread the word Nevada for the next 2 years. Okay. So, and then we also have in total already, the last 100 years that we've been existed, we have donated 1.8 million already to Rotary International Foundation. And that has a lot, that is a lot. I mean, in total, Rotary International has $4 billion that's given already to programs, you know, and polio and all water sanitation, maternal and children's education, all of that. So don't worry if you don't hear too much about the foundation committee, but we are very essential because we are supporting the international community.
Thank you.
And lastly, I'm also going to mention here that we are part of SCANEX, the Youth Exchange Program, the multi-district. We have Kimberly here as part of our Rotary Exchange officer for District 5300. Okay, and then we have 2 exchange students that came for our district this year, and we have 2 more coming in from Australia and Belgium also. So coming January, we got 2 more coming here in Las Vegas. So let's get ready for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Would you please give yourselves a big, huge round of applause? Okay, not that anybody's interested, but I'm going to do the drawing now. All right. So first of all, we're going to draw for the Lowry Bucks. And I got to draw the tickets because I didn't buy any. So for $50 in Lowry Bucks, the ticket is 844-0954. Kathy, come on up quickly. There you go. You're very welcome. Okay. The pot today, before today, was $8,601. So plus today's contributions. The winning ticket is 8440954. We're gonna, okay. We're gonna draw again. There's another ticket. No, it's the second one. She's got both of them. They were 44. 0554. Trust me. I don't get to draw. Okay. 844-1310.
I'm counting. Hold on. Open them up.
I picked my lucky number 7.
Okay, rip it up. We're gonna rip them all up. We're done. No, she drew the 7th card in. She got the joker. Okay. Meeting adjourned. Thank you for all you do.